Combining a small culvert fence with a pond leveler pipe is nearly 100% successful and is my preferred method to protect culverts from beaver damming. The culvert fence is made small enough to encourage the beavers to dam on it, but the resulting pond is prevented from rising to a dangerous level by a pond leveler pipe installed through the culvert fence. The fence and pipe flow device controls where and how high the beavers can dam, and it needs very little maintenance. Ideally, the intake end of the pipe is submerged in at least 3 feet of water. When this water depth is not possible, a large culvert protective fence is your best option. Once a culvert is unblocked, measure the culvert width and the water depth. This site has deep water, so the culvert fence walls will need to be 4 feet high. Establish a safe staging area close to the culvert. Bend the fence 90 degrees to make the 4-foot high wall. Make cuts in the floor every 2 to 3 feet. These cuts will allow the fence to be bent in a semicircle. This large culvert will require 2 sections of bent fence. Overlap the 2 sections by 6 inches and fasten with hog rings. Cut and hog ring pieces of fence to complete the floor. The pond bottom in front of the culvert should be relatively flat without boulders or sticks. Pontoons are not generally needed for smaller fences, but some jostling may be necessary to get the fence in the proper location. A post pounder is a handy tool for driving the heavy-duty metal posts. 9-gauge galvanized wires secure the fence to the posts. Custom cut and fit additional pieces of fence to completely enclose the culvert. A gap in the fence of only 8 inches wide is enough for a beaver to fit through with sticks and plug the culvert. If a gap is there, they will find it. Often, these pieces of fence need to be cut and recut to get an exact fit. Once cut and bent properly, they can be secured with hog rings, fence posts, and galvanized wire. Building the pond leveler pipe. At this site, 2 15-inch diameter pipes will be needed to handle the large stream flow. A 6-foot diameter domed fence must be made for each 15-inch pipe. The perimeter length for a 6-foot diameter cylinder is 18 feet. Make a 6-foot by 6-foot fence for the cylinder bottom. Use hog rings to tack it in place. Remove the excess fence and bend the wire prongs to secure the cylinder bottom. Flip the cylinder right side up and make cuts every 2 feet. Cut down 18 inches to make the tabs for the dome. Bend the tabs inward to start the dome. Hog ring the tabs together. Fasten a 4-foot by 4-foot piece of fence to finish the dome top. When completed, the dome fence will be so rigid you can climb on it. This hole will receive the 15-inch diameter pipe. Beaver ponds are magnets for wildlife and birders. Expect curious bystanders to stop and ask you what you're doing. When installing a pipe through a culvert fence, the pipe length can be as short as 20 feet or as long as 40 feet. Find a deep spot in the pond and measure the length of pipe you will need to reach it. Use a single wall pipe for the intake end of the flexible pond leveler. Use a double wall pipe for the second section where the pipe goes through the culvert fence. The double wall pipe helps to prevent beavers from chewing the pipe. Make a shallow cut along the ridges of the pipe to create vent holes. For double wall pipe, vent the underside ridges also. Drill 2 holes on the underside and 4 holes on the top side of the pipe. Wires are threaded through these holes to attach the pipe to the fencing.
Same on the other side.
Bending the tips of the 9-gauge galvanized wire makes it easier to thread the wires through the holes in the pipe. These wires secure the pipe to the cylinder and prevent the pipe from rotating. Position the end of the pipe about 6 inches short of the center of the cylinder. Attach wires so that the pipe is secure and the vent holes are on the top of the pipe. Secure the underside of the pipe with a galvanized wire to keep the pipe equally distant from the sides of the cylinder. This is very important so the beavers will not feel the flow of water into the pipe as they swim by the outside of the fence. Set the pipe inlet off the bottom of the cage if the pond has a soft, mucky bottom. Cut a double wall pipe to the proper length and connect the pipes with a coupler. Ensure that the vent holes are aligned on the top of the pipes and secure the pipes with galvanized screws. The pontoons can now be attached to the intake fence. Drill holes and thread wires for the concrete block weights. 2 evenly spaced concrete blocks will act as weights to ensure that the entire pipe stays submerged once installed. The domed intake fence can be floated into place after the concrete weights are attached to the pipe. Place the pipe on top of the culvert fence. Position the dome fence in the deepest water and remove the pontoons. Cut holes in the culvert fence so the outlet end of each pipe is set at the desired pond level. Place the pipes through the hole you just cut and repair the fence. Beavers will dam on this small fence, so reinforce it with heavy-duty U-shaped fence posts at a 45-degree angle. Attach the posts with galvanized wires. Green paint can be applied for aesthetic reasons. These 2 pipes have controlled the pond level despite the beaver dam on the fence.